Hello and welcome to the Good Info Cafe, where multiple intelligences meet each day. Each day, each day. Where Master Chef, InfoArtist JK, that's me, the teacher and the sinner, whips up nectar-ous music, delicious fun, spiritual manna, and big, serious, helpful, organic concepts where good, reliable information is your food. So today, the owner's manual, that's the subject for today. I don't know about theme. I'm working on that to decide about that. But this is the owner's manual. Oh, look at that. So I've been using it so you can see it's been beat up. So for thousands of years of civilization, we didn't have an owner's manual in a sense. And I guess it got codified around the 300 AD. So 1,700 years we've had a more codified owner's manual. I know that in the 300s that they left some books out and kept some, and then kept these books in. It's been pretty consistent, although Catholic Bible I think might be different, a little bit different from a Protestant Bible. But anyway, as long as God is in there and Jesus is in there. So also the writings of Moses and the writings of the Old Testament, those were around the Torah. I'm not sure when that got codified. I think 400 BC possibly. So that's one of the subjects. And I thought about how writers could be inspired by God, and that is the monks and the Hebrews and the rabbis and the scholars who did the translations, when they were in that frame of believing that they're writing and translating. Is it translating or transferring? There's another word. Translating is not exactly, it's more transferring the older scriptures and copying them is another word. That you could be in that frame of mind and be inspired every time someone did that, and then if they weren't inspired, that people would notice and they wouldn't use those copies. So it is possible that in that frame, every time doing that, they're inspired by God, and those are the ones that survive. So it can be that way. Also, a song called I Miss My Time With You. And, and if I ever say anything that's against what's in the scripture, that's against what you think God is about, then let me know, because that's what I want to be, is following God through Jesus. And then Norman mentioned about spiritual manna. He feels he's getting spiritual manna from this channel, so I put that in nectar-ous music, delicious fun, and spiritual manna. Manna, I think it's manna is how you say it, which means, well, that I won't make that the question, but it means, what is it? Or I read that in Hebrew, manna originally meant, what is it? And it's interesting how I was not able to find any definitive answer as to what it really is, what manna really was. It was the dew. They had to collect it before sunrise so it didn't melt. It was like the coriander seed. I get that in there. Coriander seed. So this is coriander. Does it say it there? Can you see that? Yeah, coriander seed. And that'll be our food for today to stimulate the senses. So smell. And it does have a smell like orange peel a little bit, a little citrusy. And it tastes good. I didn't like the crunchy part, but I'm going to eat the whole thing. And it also was like something debellum. So it had a resin look, and it was like a coriander seed, but white, is what it says in the Bible. But I have not seen a clear, this is what it was, this is what was in the desert. So the name, manna, what is it? Your question is, what is manna? If you could do research, maybe there's some more definitive information out there of what manna is. I'd done research before, and then again today, or recently, preparing for this. And then I'm going to grade the people who don't know much about Jesus, who try to talk intelligently about him. There's so many people who will say you need to be a better Christian or you're not following Jesus when they're using it as a weapon and they don't know what they're talking about. So they're getting a D because they're mentioning Jesus. So on the scale where here's the A and here's an F, they get a D. So many people who try to talk about Jesus intelligently, meaning they think they're smarter about Jesus than they really are. Whereas somebody can talk about Jesus and say, well, I don't really know. I want to learn, but what I've heard is this, or I don't think it works when Jesus said this and you're not doing this, things like that. That's a little different. But I'm grading the ones who don't know anything about Jesus, Yeshua, Isho, and talk about him. Another thing is silence. Silence is really important. And I'm going to do a little bit. I guess there'll be silence while I'm eating the coriander. And it's related to cilantro, but the cilantro didn't look like the coriander. And this is coriander seed. That's really good. Better than it tasted when I tested it and spit it out before. Good on salads, I heard, and some other things. So my song, I Miss My Time With You. Who's speaking here? I miss my time with you. Oh yeah, the video's on, so my nose starts to itch. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I Miss My Time With You. Words and music by Larnell Harris and Phil McHugh. Was that the note? There he was, just waiting in our old familiar place. An empty spot beside him where once I used to wait. To be filled with strength and wisdom for the battles of the day. I would have passed him by again, but I clearly heard him say, I miss my time with you, those moments together. I need to be with you each day, and it hurts me when you say you're too busy. Busy trying to serve me. But how can you serve me if your spirit's empty? There's a longing in my heart, wanting more than just a part of you. It's true. I miss my time with you, Lord. I miss my time with you, but I didn't need the lyrics because I know that by heart. And during the singing, my nose was itching. I was noticing it. All right. So there we have it. The grade for people who don't know much about Jesus, who try to talk intelligently about him, get a D because they're actually talking about him. Then that just represents all, freedom of speech is awesome and it protects controversial speech. You don't need to protect, hi, how are you? That speech doesn't need to be protected. It's speech that's controversial, speech that the listener doesn't like. And if they know in their country that they can't attack somebody just because of what they say, or that it's the law in the Constitution, then they are less likely to do it. And so that's what the freedom of speech is. But anyway, people will talk about so many subjects they don't know much about, or not as much as they act like they know. That's rampant probably in the world, but definitely in America. And what is Manna is a QOD. If you can do more research, I gave you some things that I found. And then spiritual manna from this channel. nectar-ous music, delicious fun, and spiritual manna among the big, serious, helpful, organic concepts where good, reliable information is your food. I still have the coriander. It's pretty good. It's funny that manna means, what is it? What is it? Oh, they were all going, the Israelites, I guess, were going around saying, what is it? Or the, whatever they were called at that time. And thank you, Norman, for the spiritual manna. Instruction manual. This is the instruction manual. But yes, there were people born before this was codified, and they had to rely on what? Their heart, their feelings, their gut, their mind, their thoughts, interacting with others. Oh yeah, so multiple intelligences. I'm going to switch. Intrapersonal means inside, self-awareness. Interpersonal among the people. I'm going to switch to emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, I'm going to put on the, I'm out here because it's my wife's day off and I don't want to, I'm going to be able to focus and not bother her while she's relaxing. So I think that's it. Welcome to the Good Info Cafe. So I like what I've come up with that. Hello and welcome to the Good Info Cafe, where multiple intelligences meet each day. Oh. So I wrote pretty much the whole thing on this channel and didn't work on it outside. Only saying, oh yeah, that's good. So you observed how I came up with that. I like it. And so here we go. Thank you for coming for today. I am going to learn about Patreon and launch that or relaunch that. And my t-shirt, making sales, consider buying the t-shirt so I can actually do this channel launch in, I guess, a couple weeks. We'll see. I miss my time with you, those moments together. I need to be with you each day, and it hurts me when you say you're too busy trying to serve me. That's God speaking. But how can you serve me when your spirit's empty? There's a longing in my heart, wanting more than just a part of you. It's true. I miss my time with you.